Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update on all the physical releases coming to the Switch. We're in the second week of July 6th until the 10th. We're looking at retail, low print and imports, plus our community spotlight where you can show off your pickups and potentially win a physical Switch game. Let's get on with it. Catherine Full Body is perhaps the biggest game releasing this week. Maybe there's a fair few. This is an updated version of one of Atlus's weirdest but well-loved games. It's an action puzzle game with fantastic levels of production value. You may just be climbing boxes, but that's doing the game an injustice. It has a fantastic, intriguing narrative, plenty of endings, and a surprising amount of content for a puzzle game. Plus, there's even some multiplayer action going on too. I know some people who are massive fans of this game, but personally, Atlus, please give us Persona 4 or Etrian Odyssey just for me, please. Or, Shin Megami Tensei 5, where is it? Anyway, supposedly pre-ordering the US version will net you a nice little keychain, not sure about Europe. Deadly Premonition 2 is releasing physically this week. My word, I've still yet to play the original game in my collection. Anyways, this is a sequel to a game that was so bad, it's good. Perhaps the most charming and ropey game ever created. This sequel has a lot to live up to. I know Juan is taking a look at this for the channel, and you guys need to be there on Wednesday to see what it's all about when our review goes live. I'm very excited about this mystery horror game, and I wish I had time to laugh my way through the first game before this one came out. Anyways, who's picking this up? Deadly Premonition 2 is God of Resin's pick of the week. Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town is the remake of one of the most beloved entries in the Story of Seasons franchise, previously known as Harvest Moon. Yes, if you played Harvest Moon back on your Game Boy Advance, it was probably this game. It's now in HD with some modern trimmings. Playing through this myself, it sticks very closely to the original, almost to a fault, but more on that in my upcoming review later this week. I'm sure if you loved this farming sim back in the day, you'll love it just as much this time around. And Gannicus has picked this as his pick of the week. Kingdom Majestic is a double pack of two very popular games, Kingdom New Lands and Kingdom Two Crowns. Now, the first game in this pack actually got a limited run release, which makes this an interesting title. Both games feature management style gameplay, but from an unusual perspective. Beautiful pixel art, great soundtrack, lots of content. This is definitely going to be a release to keep an eye on. Please bear in mind that this week is the European release. North America will have to wait until next week. And even worse for North America is that you guys are only getting the standard edition, I believe. Europe is also getting a collector's edition, which includes a reversible cover, digital soundtrack. Ooh, where's the physical CD? Anyway, a lenticular box and some scenery artwork. Hard West is perhaps getting a physical release this week. I know Badland Games have had their upcoming collector's editions listed for forever, but it seems that Hard West's time has genuinely come. This is a fine strategy game set in the Wild West. An old contributor of ours put this to the test in a review and really enjoyed what it had to offer. This collector's edition comes with the DLC, art book and a t-shirt of all things. It's looking pretty cool. I'm not sure where to purchase this in the US or UK, but I do know that Amazon Spain have the collector's edition and I do believe they ship internationally. Look out guys, we may have a new challenger on the horizon for worst Switch physical game of the year. Microids putting out My Universe, My Baby. This is a simulator where you create your dream baby. That sounds menacing. You play with them in over 30 activities, dress them up in different playrooms, take photos of them. Personally, real life parenting means I do not need this in my life right now. Bandai are putting out another disappointing code in a box, well, two actually. Yes, the recent Namco Museum Volumes are both seeing codes in a box this week in Europe, not sure about North America. They're not any cheaper than the digital releases, so I'm not entirely sure what the point is. I'll stick with my Japanese physical, thank you very much. And a quick note on the North American release of Spirit of the North, which is apparently releasing this week, finally. And this is Brent McLean's pick of the week. Alright, let's jump into the low print releases. Limited Run just can't stop pumping out pre-orders. Kunai is up for pre-order on July 8th as part of their distribution line. I know Juan was a big fan of this game when it released digitally. He really enjoyed it in his review. It's a stylish Metroidvania style game. Now what's interesting is that this is getting a standard release in Europe thanks to Meridian Games. This one is due for October, which is possibly around the same time that Limited Run will get theirs out too. However, this one comes with some nice extra stuff like some stickers, pin, and a sleeve. Seems like a no-brainer for that one. And this is Jonathan Rumour's pick of the week. On July 10th, Limited Run are continuing their partnership with Disney and pumping out another Star Wars physical on the Switch. This time, it's the recent release of Episode 1, Pod Racer. They announced this a week after the digital release, which leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It's not the first time Limited Run have had terrible timing on their announcements, although they did announce Kunai at the exact same time as the European physical, so there is hope for them. Anyways, I'm sure you all know about this arcade racer. It's been ever so slightly touched up for the HD console and will be a great addition for nostalgia fiends, I'm sure. There are 3 editions to consider: the standard edition, a classic edition, which is open for pre-order, plus also a limited collector's edition, which includes extra levels of stuff which I have no desire to list, but it does have a steel book, which I know people love. Super Rare Games announced a double physical up for order this week: Steamworld Dig 1 and Steamworld Heist, 2 classic games in the series that can be bought separately or together in a double pack sleeve like they did with Knights of Pen and Paper. As a very nice touch on Steamworld Dig 1, you also actually get Steamworld Dig 2 on the cartridge as well. Sure, I'd guess most people already have that, but it's a nice touch that wasn't necessary. Personally, I'm not very excited about this since I already own both of these games on the Wii U, which I bought on release dates for like £20, which is less than one of these on its own. But, that's me. Both are great games, and if you've never played them before, what are you waiting for? And Dane Wilkinson agrees with that sentiment, as Steamworld Dig is his pick of the week. Alright, let's jump into imports this week. Just remember that if any take your fancy and you'd like to import them for yourself, then there are import links below in the description and the pinned comment as to where you can find them. They are affiliate links. It helps support this little series and SwitchWatch as a whole, so we very much appreciate it. You guys are awesome and amazing, and you keep this series alive. Plus, in return, if you use our links, you can get 5% off your order if you use the coupon code SwitchWatchTV while checking out. That's SwitchWatchTV, all one word, while checking out for 5% off your order. Blair Witch is stalking its way to Japan. This is a terrifying first-person horror game based on the old but legendary Blair Witch franchise. Yes, I say franchise as there was more than one movie, believe it or not. Anyways, this physical release is exclusive to Japan. It also has English on the cartridge according to the Japanese eShop. Now, I checked in with the developer, Bloober Team, and asked them if there was a Western physical release planned, and their answer was no. There are no plans for a Western physical as of now. If you want Blair Witch physically, then importing is the way to go. There's a standard release as well as a collector's edition, which includes a luxury box, a soundtrack CD, a 52-page art book in color, and a DLC ticket, whatever that's for. Links for both are below. Personally, I'm probably gonna go for the collector's edition. Proof that Konami do occasionally still make games, eBaseball Powerful Pro Yakyuu 2020 is the latest in a long-running series of cutesy arcade baseball games. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know anything about the sport, but all I do know is that this game does not have English. It is Japanese only, sadly, so probably no reason for you to import. Alright, let's jump into the Let's Get Physical spotlight where you show off your pickups, and if you're featured, then at the end of the month you'll be in the draw to win a physical Switch game. Which Switch game? I still haven't decided. I want to pick something special out, something not too expensive because, I don't want to keep making a loss on these videos, but something a little bit obscure. I need to think about it a little more, but you will be in the chance of winning something. Anyways, let's have a look at this week. Firstly, me. Once again delving into my backlog of pickups. This week I want to highlight an obscure import that I recently acquired. Now, puzzle games may not set the world alight, but they are universal. Anyone can play them. You might not want to play them, but when you do, you really enjoy them. And this is what Pixel Puzzle 3-in-1 Pack has to offer. 3 games in the fantastic little series offering countless hours of puzzling for your money. This physical is exclusive to Japan, but has English on the cartridge. Obviously, it's more financially friendly and sensible to pick up the digital releases, but I'm very happy with this physical. I actually recorded this segment last week, but then looking on Play Asia, they'd actually sold out, so I didn't want to feel like I was teasing you, so I replaced it with the Golf Story one. But anyways, now it says they've got a couple back in stock, so yeah. I can't imagine too many people clamoring for this obscure import exclusive, but at least it's there. Links are below. Alright, on to you lot. Andrew Kelly sent in some pictures, including some very nice low print stuff. Shout out to a lot of limited run games, as well as Gunlord, which I'm still bitter over. Plus a nice import there of Bookbound Brigade, a cheerful import exclusive. Zone 7 picked up this fantastic modern beat 'em up, River City Girls. WayForward definitely knew what they were doing with this franchise, and actually made Kunio-kun relevant again. Totally Simon got in the Korean River City Girls, as well as Pixel Puzzle, which I just mentioned myself. They also sent a picture of some slightly wider releases here. Very nice all round. I'm a big fan of those Spirit Hunter covers. Neverbirth got in SpongeBob, as well as continuing in their quest to eat up every collector's edition of NIS America. Honestly, this stuff goes well under the radar and can be tough to find in the future, as they're generally only available on their website and are sold out very quickly. Juan, yes, our very own Juan, wanted to make me jealous with his Gunlord X edition. I'm not speaking to him anymore. SwitchWatch Legend God of Resin sent in these games, including Wolfenstein 2, with a much better printed cover. No download warning. Look out, guys, we've got another eye dazzler. I'm like a rabbit in headlights with these photos. Sensational stuff from Xiao Brito, including some Play Asia imports on my recommendation, apparently. No pressure, Jordan. They've got in the European Naruto Storm 4 right there. I bet some North Americans are steaming with jealousy on that one. Jim Wiley is on the ball with some very recent imports. Both Human Fall Flat and Mr. Driller were like last week, right? I don't know, it's difficult for me to keep remembering. Anyways, it's fast. I definitely need to pick up Mr. Driller when I get the chance. It's nice to see Finding Teddy 2 to be so popular as well. Also, Jim Wiley got in the Mega Man box set. Epic. Mark Golson got another eye dazzler for us. Don't you just want to like bathe in Switch boxes? I would. Anyways, I know the game in itself isn't a highlight, but you know, the Wheel of Fortune Jeopardy double pack isn't one that you see often at all in this series. Probably more down to people not wanting it rather than rarity, but I love seeing stuff that I don't see often. It just makes me excited. Crapalox. Sorry if that's not how to pronounce your name, sent in this fabulous photo, including some great editions of Langresa 1 and 2, plus Mistover Collector's Edition, which is a game that I featured in our RPG imports list, exclusive to Asia and Japan, with English on the cartridge, one of the more obscure imports out there. Chris Hepburn got in limited runs variation of Hotline Miami collection, that has a nice manual it seems. DC Denny sent in these pickups. Paw Patrol, baby. I have a 2-year-old daughter who loves that show. I might have to get her that for when she's a little bit older. Avery Brown got my tongue wagging with 2 glorious imports of Clannad and Little Busters, 2 of the best visual novels on the system for sure, and both come with English. Clannad is being distributed by Limited Run in the West, however. Little Busters, I guess they'll be doing that in about a year or two's time. We'll see. Brandon Fenton sent in this picture of 2 Brooding games, Limited Run's Collector's Edition of Dark Devotion, as well as Call of Cthulhu. I love that word, Cthulhu. 7-4 sent in this picture of 2 great games. Both are a lot of fun in their respective genres. I really enjoyed playing Samurai Showdown for review, and I'm so happy with my Pixel Loves Shockbox Edition, which may be the pride and joy of my collection. Retro Boy sent in some nice eclectic games, bit of everything here. By the way, anyone know if the Indivisible physical has the content that was missing from the digital release? I'd love to know what's happening there. They also ended up buying far more than they planned when picking up their Trails pre-order. Jatin got in Flashback from Microids. Is this a standalone release or the one that was included in the original collector's box? Or is it an alternative sleeve for the recent double pack? Let me know, I'm just confused by this picture. Ultra Egg got in their awesome limited edition of Gunlord X. Come on, NG dev team, please send one to me, help a broken man out. They also got in their back a copy of Wonderful 101. Anaheim Rookie raided NIS America's warehouse this week and come out with some awesome physicals. That is a lot of bang for your buck right there. Chris from Cali sent in some obscure stuff, including Stay from Red Art, the unusual release of Umihara Kawase Fresh 2. Chris Giles sent in these games. I know Mud Runner is a bit of a cult classic. It's a very serious simulation game, but, you know, a lot of fun. Almost like a live puzzle thing at times as you try to traverse the landscape. I really want to try it for myself. Matthew Hutton was one of the few who got in Streets of Rage 4 from Limited Run in super quick time. I swear they must have fast-tracked this in response to the backlash against it, you know, trying to get it out before Merge Games got theirs out. Jackson Holden got in these 2 absolute beasts, 2 massive JRPGs, very much worth the massive collector's editions. Retro Gains displayed the fantastic set of Little Town Hero, very nice indeed. Choco Loco James showed off 2 Contra Rogue Corps, not sure why you'd want 2, but anyways, one with standard cover and one with the reversible cover. Art Phoenix Assorted snapped up a couple of great pictures, first some imports, plus they decided that they wanted to make me have an aneurysm by displaying 2 Gunlord X Collector's Editions, as well as 1 Standard Edition. I'm becoming more and more bitter, guys. You're really not helping me. Captain Nemo's want to get in their Streets of Rage 4 too. Pretty with Horns showed off their culture with a great physical of Senran Kagura Peach Ball, which I can guarantee is a much better spin-off than Reflections by Limited Run. Buy this one instead. Chris Morgan picked up the excellent Metro Redux, 2 fantastic games in one, beautifully ported to the Switch. Griffin got in their special reserve goodness of Hotline Miami collection. They always do great packaging. As did Parma, plus 2 physicals of Skullgirls. Man, I wish I could just find one. Come on, what are you guys doing to me this week? Raven Knight picked up 2 great games, including Terraria, an all-time classic, plus Yooka-Laylee Impossible Lair. I still need to give this one a try. Apparently, it gives Tropical Freeze a damn good run for its money in terms of quality. Jonathan got in some special reserve goodness too, alongside some epic imports. Funnily enough, I just got in my Tetsu and Kemco RPG Omnibus 2, but I'll save those for another day. Great to see Hatsune Miku Collector's Edition in there too. I wish I had it. Yet 5 CDs of music worth with it. Yeah, so expensive now. Matt Lennartz allowed us inside his card case. I thought Punky Dooster patented this style. Anyways, a bunch of great games. Nice to see Smash as an actual physical release. I think McLaren has got NIS America ideas from Netherbirth with their impressive haul of their collector's editions. Loads of these I never knew existed. Mansfield Bear is back with a very eclectic mix of games. X-Morph Defense, an interesting title. I often see this one for sale online here in China for a decent price. Definitely worth looking into due to its obscure nature. Not many releases dare to have an old dude on the front box these days. Plus, they got in Gem from Super Rare Games. Michael Wielczewski finally caved in and did the right thing. After months and months of avoiding the inevitable, they finally picked up the best import of all time, Final Fantasy VII and 8 double pack. I'm very proud of you, Michael. Severus got in some very nice RPG imports. Romancing Saga 3 is going to be a popular one in the future, I'm sure. When people are looking back on the Switch, this one is going to be sought after. Unless, of course, a Western low-print release comes along in the future, but who knows. B-Boy Heathen showed off 2 of the best kart racers on the Switch together in this nicely put-together photo of a couple holding a game each. That is sweet. Fitzstevens picked up Xenoblade Bad Boy Edition, plus they got in Streets of Rage 4. They pumped that out so fast. Peter Clark got in his backer copy of Wonderful 101 with the nice lenticular art. By the way, Peter, I hope you're feeling better now. Rob G got in these games. Very happy to see Tokyo Mirage Session. Such a fantastic game. Easily one of the best JRPGs on the Switch. There's no question about that. I love it. And finally, to end this week, we have Roran, who sent in their pickups over the last couple of weeks. I wonder how much they paid for Atelier Riser. Those prices will not come down, especially in America. Great game though. Worth it for JRPG fans. Alright, thanks ladies and gents. It's always fantastic to see what you've got. Send me your pictures over at Twitter at SoWhatAboutGame. Please DM me so I can keep track of it, or you can tag me and use the hashtag Let'sGetPhysical, and I'll also give you a nice retweet too. Or you can send it in via email at contactors@switchwatch.co.uk. Just make sure you start the title with Community Spotlight so I don't miss it. Plus, we have a Discord. The links are below for that. You can join, you can chat with us, chat with our followers and stuff. It's really nice, a very friendly place. Plus, you can send your pictures in the submission section over there. Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of New Physical. Special thanks to our executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Jonathan Rumo, Gannicus, and Brent McLean. Plus, all of you who are watching right now, those who have stayed until the end. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. All right, check out last week's episode in case you missed it. We'll see you guys over there. Take care.